Return to the studio. Oh, here we go. Aloha, everyone. We should be live shortly. Let's see. That looks a little slow. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on. Oh, there we go. Seems like it's okay. Let me know if it's working okay for you. Alright, let me adjust the microphone over here. Hello! Let's say hello to everyone. Everyone, welcome to our July live lesson. We're going to start with a review of last month's song. Wait, did I already silence it? I did. Okay. Which it was Your Song, Elton John. So you might want to grab that chord chart if you haven't already. Let's see, from the top here we got Jenny, New York. Demi in Sydney. Thank you, Demi. Demi is the reason that I'm playing a show in Sydney. Demi reached out to some ukulele folks in Sydney, and then they helped me put together a show and a jam. So I look forward to seeing everyone in Sydney. Thank you, Demi, for reaching out on my behalf. Jim and Skokie, really looking forward to this lesson. Yes, I think, well, clearly it won the vote. A lot of people have been asking for this song for a while, and it is a complicated song, but it is also a very, very meaningful song. So I worked really hard on trying to interpret it so that everyone could feel connected to it when they play it. Hello, Tony in Garden City, Kansas. Chipper in New Mexico. Katie, first time signing in, third time playing along from Surf City, USA. Awesome, thank you. Renee in Fort Collins, hello. Lois in Denver. Christina in LA. Donna in Pacifica, and I'll see Donna next weekend for our San Francisco Summer Uke Fest. I know Chipper will be there too, along with lots of other folks here, and I gotta still, put together our patron get together. It's gonna be, well, I'm gonna try to aim for something Saturday after the big explosion jam, so that everybody can meet there, and we can try to do a group thing, or then split off into smaller groups. And I'll follow up with that. Joanne in Portland, hello. Valerie in Big Pine. Valerie is also going to be at Summer Uke Fest. Fernanda is jamming Hotel California on her own. Awesome. Let's see. Okay. Oh, yes, Donna says I'm practicing my Old Town Road pick, and we're using it in Tears in Heaven as well. Yes, I guess I'm just into it right now. Cecilia from Norway, awesome. Elaine from Virginia. Ellen, hello. Paul K in Salem. Tony in the UK. Yes, thank you, our European friends, for staying up so late. Kid Stuff Inc. in Gulfport, Mississippi. Jillian in Toasty, Tucson. I bet Tucson's toasty a lot of the time. I was in Phoenix and it was 120 degrees. It's like crazy. Lanny in Ocean City, New Jersey. Christine in Aurora. Awesome. Cool. Eric in Worcester. Hi, Eric. Great to see you. Sheila in St. Paul. Awesome. Great to see you again. Suzanne in Mammoth Lakes. Susan in Philly. Anna in Alaska. Hillary in Idaho. Tonya in North Carolina. John in England. Laurie in Utah. Hello. What? Jenny's asking what's everyone noodling on while waiting. Cool. Pam and Jill, Heidi in Arizona, Donald in Albuquerque, Holly in Kansas. Hey, let's see. Okay, sorry, just catching up here. It scrolls on me. Mimi, I see you. Susie Cates, hello. G Venner in Camarillo, cool. Jenny in Seattle. Dee Dee in Arkansas. Tracy and Martinez. Marie Carr in Australia. Looking forward to seeing my friends down under in September. Susan in Pennsylvania. Lisa in Florida. And big welcome to everybody who's new today for the first time. If you are new and you have questions, feel free to post them on the chat. We have lots of helpful people who will respond. Heidi, not a company shirt in Pleasant Hill. Okay. Randall. Oh, is it cutting out still? Let me check this. In the beginning it was. It looks like it's flowing now. Okay. You can keep me posted on that. There's a bit of delay on my end. Chris in LA. Edgar in Pittsburgh. Fran. Hello. Maria. Christina. Okay. Anne in Jersey City. John S. in Dallas. Hello. Janice in Singapore. Excellent. Okay, everyone, yeah, refresh if you have issues connecting. Yeah. Cookie, hello. Doreen. Donald, okay. Cool. Jim. Yes. Emoji might be better for today, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, hopefully. All right, everybody's good now? Okay, Nathaniel says Queen's in the house. Patrick is coming to the San Francisco Uke Fest next week. Yay! Okay, so let's start with our Your Song review. We started doing this last month, and I think it's just a good way to refresh something that you learned and give us something to warm up with before we jump right into the song. Okay? I see Brooke, hello. Okay, so if you have Your Song in front of you, if you haven't practiced it or you haven't done the lesson at all yet, then you can just strum along or sing along. And if you have done the lesson, then we can work on the picking as specified in the chord chart. Okay? All right, here we go. Ready? We go 1, 2, 3, 4, C. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. Not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. And if I was a sculptor, but then again no, or a man who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It might be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put it down in words. How wonderful life is while you're in the world. the verses, they got me quite cross, but the sun's been quite kind while I wrote this song. It's for people like you that keep it turned on. So excuse me for getting, but these things I do, you see, I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue. Anyway, the thing is what I really need. Yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen, and you can tell everybody this is your song. It might be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. To the outro. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. Okay. So, yeah, this is a song that I put into the key of C. That's generally what happens. That even with Tears in Heaven, I put it in the key of C because it's going to be the most accessible to most people. Yeah, especially with this many chords. Basing the song in the key of C makes it more accessible. So we are, for your song, we moved to the key of C, and then for Tears in Heaven, we are also in the key of C. Yeah, did you guys like that review? Welcome. I see Maggie and Mary who just joined us. Okay, so let's move on to our lesson for today, which is Tears in Heaven. You guys can see on the top, I put it's a work in progress. There's a lot going on here, and I said in my post, please try not to be intimidated by it all. It looks like a lot, but I think if you're more of a beginner, tackle it bits at a time, Okay. I think a lot of it is repetitive, so what I'll do just right now, just so that you can hear what it sounds like, because I didn't get a chance to give you a preview, I'll just play the intro and the verse and chorus, because the whole thing is quite long, so maybe I'll just introduce the different sections, and then at the very end we'll play the whole thing through, yeah? Because otherwise there's a lot going on, yeah? Okay. So let me play the introduction and verse and chorus as a way to preview it, and then we'll run through the chords. Okay? Yes, Stephanie's asking, is this better on a low G? I think especially if you are an intermediate player, it is better on a low G, but you can certainly play it on a high G. Yeah? All right. Here's the beginning, and this is the regular riff, not the intermediate riff. I will teach that later. Yeah? Okay, here we go. Intro, 2, 3, 4. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong Yeah, should we pause there? Okay. It feels like we should just play the whole thing. Maybe you need another verse and chorus to hear how it goes, right? And then hear the bridge. Let me walk you through the chords so then at least you can work through the chords with me. Okay. All right. I'm still kind of wrapping my brain around it as well. So, okay, let's start with the chords here. So we have our C. Let's single strum through the verse as a way to get used to the chords. Okay. Aw, yeah, it's such a beautiful song. Okay, so single strumming through the verse, nice and slow. These are all very familiar chords, right? So C. Would you know my name? A minor to the A minor 7. All right, F. If I saw you in heaven. Okay, so if you are a super beginner, these are all chords that you can play. You can single strum through the song, and it still sounds like the song. Well, okay, let's try it again. We'll do verse 1 and verse 2. It's just getting used to these chord transitions. C from the top, and C. Would you know my name? A minor 7 to the F. If I saw you in heaven. Second line. Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? Okay. So, again, those are easy chords. If you're a beginner and that part is tough, then you're just going to focus on nailing that verse every time we come through, right? Just practice the chords on the verse and practice moving at the pace that we have to move through in this song. Let's go to the chorus, single strumming A minor. I must be E7 strong. Okay, so to go to the G minor 7, I put it in here. Okay. Pivot on your middle finger from the E7. You're going to pivot on the middle finger and just bring the index down to cover both of these strings on the G minor 7. And carry. You got to pinch really hard or else you get that pingy sound. Okay, so just try that E7 down to the G minor 7 and carry. And then from here we just scooch up to the A. Okay. All right, let's try that again. The first line of the chorus, A minor. I must be strong. Do the pivot for G minor 7 and carry. Shift up to A. Okay, now D minor. 'Cause I know I don't belong. Now take a look at this G7 sus. Okay, so it's essentially like a G7, but you extend the ring finger out to the 3rd fret. Okay, that's on belong. And that's actually those hits. I'll go over those counts with you in a little bit. Okay, and then here in heaven, and then we go to our intro riff. So we'll go over that right now. Okay, so this riff is really key to this whole song, and I think you all know that if you recognize the song, that all you have to do here is, and you're like, oh, I know that song, right? And so I tried to make it playable but distinguishable enough. But first we're just going to play it as chords. So you can either look at the little riff chords that are written out. It's the same chords that are on top of the tab. Yeah? Okay, so this riff, trying to do this reverse here. Right, so this riff on this end, yeah, is the same as the chords up here in the tab. Yep. It's just a way for you to shortcut if you don't remember which chords are in the riff. Okay, so let's single strum through the riff. Okay, so we go C, do, do, G, do, 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 A minor to the A minor 7, and then F, and then G7 sus, and then we slide this ring finger back to the G7, and then we slide the ring finger back to C. Okay, let's try that intro riff one more time, yeah? So we go C, do, 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 A minor to the F, G7 sus, to the G7, because that change is going to be really fast, and then C. Okay, Chipper, don't worry about the tab yet. Yep. The tab is, if you haven't had tab lessons yet, then your best bet is just to do the finger picking rhythm for the entire riff. Yeah, just use the chords and follow the finger picking pattern because it's actually very close. Very close. I just shifted a couple of things so that you could articulate the melody more. But the tab is essentially explaining what you do with the picking pattern. Okay? Yeah, and you can also ignore it for now if you feel like it's too much. It's fine to just strum on that intro or just play the picking pattern over the chords. Yes. Okay, so try to get that under your fingers a little bit. Yes. Hi, Demi. Welcome back. Renee saying the song makes her so sad. It's a very sad song. I think I kind of didn't want to work on it because I thought it would make me too sad, but it's also really, really beautiful the way it's written and the original arrangement by Eric Clapton, and yeah, it's certainly worth learning. Yeah, that's for sure. The original key for this song, Anne is asking, is A. Yeah. Would you know my name? It gets a little bit low for me, yeah? Okay, so let's try the picking pattern now. So yeah, some people have written that this picking pattern was also used in Old Town Road, which I taught for the beginner lesson this month, but also posted a play along for on YouTube. I didn't get a chance to post it on Patreon yet. But essentially, the picking pattern goes 1, 3, 4, right? So 4 on C, you're pinching the thumb, middle, and index, in ring finger, 1, 3, 4, and then alternating with the 2, and then just the 3 and 4, and then the 2. So our phrase, we're counting 1 and 2 and. So you're hitting the multiple strings on the count, 1 and then the 2 and. Okay? If you haven't done a finger picking lesson with me yet, there are lots of tutorials on YouTube already. Can't Help Falling in Love, Hallelujah. Yeah, I use my thumb as 1, index 2, middle finger 3, ring finger 4. So 1, 3, 4, and then the 2, and then 3 and 4. Okay. Hi Liz, welcome. Yeah. Okay, so let's try just that picking pattern on the C. And if you did the Old Town Road lesson, then you've already kind of learned this part of it, yeah? Okay, so we'll go 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. That's nice. Chipper says it's the only picking pattern he knows because he was at the Old Town Road lesson. That's awesome. Okay, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Okay, let's walk ourselves through the first line of the verse, okay? With this pattern, we're just going to move one chord at a time, but go really slow. Don't even worry about singing it for right now, okay? So we go C, we'll go 1 and 2 and to the C. 1 and 2. Now to the G. 1 and 2, to the A minor, 1 and 2, to the A minor 7, all open. Now to the F, okay, to the C, now to the G, and another G. Okay? I walk through it slowly because that's the way you learn. You learn slow, okay? And you'll hear me say this a million times because it's always true. You always need to learn slow. There is no learning fast. You learn slow and then you get faster, yeah? So let's try it again at that speed and we can sing through it a little bit, okay? It'll be really slow singing, so again, don't worry about singing. You can just let me do it. You could focus on the picking, getting used to the chord transitions and the movement, okay? Let's go maybe a tiny bit faster. 1 and 2 and C. Would you, G, know my name? To the open A minor 7, to the F. If I saw you in heaven. The second G. Okay? Hopefully that was okay. Let's try it on the second line. Same pattern. 3, 1, and ready, go. Would it be the same? A minor 7. F. If I saw you in heaven. I will. We're just getting started. You could join us if you want, but you can always watch this later too, you know? Okay, let's go to the chorus and try to apply our picking pattern, right? Again, I'll try the slow singing A minor. 1 and ready, and I must be E7 strong, G minor 7, and carry A on. Okay, I know that's hard. It's if you're a beginner to jump into those new chords with the picking pattern. If you're a beginner, focus on just getting the verses and the choruses will come. Let's go to the second line of the chorus, okay? D minor, 'cause I want and 'cause I know I don't belong. Okay, now G7 sus. Let's just pick it for now and I will walk through the hits later, okay? G7 sus. Here in heaven. Okay, now let's pick through the riff. You can either follow the riff chords or go back to the top. Yep. Here in heaven, C, G, do, A minor, A minor 7, to the F. Okay, now here, this is fast. We have to go G7 on the 1 and, the G7 sus on the 1 and, and then we move to regular G7 for the 2 and. Okay, so it's 1 and 2 and. Okay, let's try that a little bit. 1 and 2 and. So what's interesting, the only thing that changes is that your ring finger slides back, but it feels like a lot is happening. But if you can relax and be patient, you can just see that all that is happening is that your ring finger is sliding back. So you go 1 and 2 and, 1 and 2 and. One more time, 1 and 2 and then we end the riff with C. Hi Hi, Carol. Welcome. Okay, let me know how that's going so far. I know it's a lot, but for my more intermediate players, it's certainly manageable. And then for the beginners, I'd love for you to just focus mainly on the verse. Try to get those chords of the chorus under your fingers, and in time it will all come together. Yeah. Tracy saying she likes using the pinky better for G7 sus. You could do that. I like to say there are no rules in ukulele. My ring finger is stronger, and more reliable, so I'm doing that. Okay. You can make the regular G7 shape and then add the pinky, says Tonya. Exactly. You can totally do that. Okay. So, all right. So let's take it up to tempo a bit, okay? So let's try just the C, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, okay? Some light bulbs happening here. 1 and 2 and yeah, people like the pinky thing. Okay. 1 and 2. You can totally do that. 1 and 2 and... Okay, so let's try to come up to tempo a little bit and try to walk through the verse and chorus and the riff, just the picking pattern on the riff, and then I'll show you the nuances of making the riff more of a riff, the riff in terms of the melody versus just the picking pattern. Okay, nice and slow. But more up to tempo in terms of singing. So 1 and 2 and ready and sing and would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Second line, would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? Going to the chorus. I must be strong. G minor 7 swivel and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong. Okay, so I might as well show you the hits right here because they're just really iconic in the song. And so I mentioned this in the post. I tried to make the arrangement accessible, and you know, I like to simplify it but make sure that I lift out the special elements of the song, and this is one of them. That when you go, I know I don't belong here in heaven. Okay, so what we're doing there is just these special hits on the counts, and I'm kind of plucking it. Oh, sorry. You can strum, or you can pluck like me. The plucking makes it a tiny bit more percussive, which is why I like it. So essentially, you hit your G7 sus chord, your G7 suspended chord, and the counts, it's not on the 1. So you have to very deliberately stop. After the D minor, you go 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and pause. Okay, hold on the 1 and then you come in on the and 2. 1 and 2 and okay, and then you come back in on the 1. So you see there's 2 chords there, right? So it would normally be 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. So the counts instead for the hits are you go 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Okay? 1 and 2 and 1. And if you are familiar with the song and the rhythm of it, like hearing the rhythm of it reminds you better of how to do it, you can just listen to the original and get the feel for the hits. Okay? But the key thing is to remember that you don't come in on the 1, that you have to hold for the 1. So let's take that just because I know I don't belong. D minor through the G7 sus. Okay, ready? Cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Okay, so let me do it with the counts. Cause I 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Let me slow that down, okay? You don't have to, but it's going to be helpful if you try to kind of mute your strings after the D minor, right? So you'll 1 and 2 and second D minor and 2 and mute them while you move to the G7 sus. 1 and 2 and 1 here, and you can let the second one ring out. 1 and 2 and 1 here in heaven. Okay? Let me know how that's going. All right, let's do it one more time all together. 1 and 2 and ready. Cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Okay? The timing, most rhythmic things, they take a little bit of time for you to just kind of like get used to it and get the feel for it. A lot of people feel it better than they count it, if that makes sense. Yeah. Chipper, don't worry. I know you're more of a beginner, and you can rock it on the parts that you can rock. Yeah? Okay. Okay, so now let's take it to the intro riff. Yeah? The intro riff, we just picked through it earlier, right? So you might notice that if you look at the tab, a lot of it is, the second half of it especially, is just like our picking pattern. It is just like our picking pattern. So it's more just for me articulating the first 3 measures there. Yep. Okay. Let's play through the entire intro riff with just the picking pattern, and then I will articulate what's different. Ready? Okay, from the top. 1 and 2 and ready and go and C, G, A minor 7. That's like our verse. And then this word's G7 sus to the 7 back to C. That part is also pretty key in making the riff sound like the riff. Yep, so get used to that. 7 sus, C, 7 C. So you can do the picking pattern and it sounds pretty close. That's just picking. Now I'm going to play it with my added tab, okay? Okay, you see how the second half is exactly the same? So then right now we're just going to focus on those first 3 measures, yeah? Great. Okay. Yeah, Jenny's mentioning the Unplugged, Eric Clapton Unplugged. That version is, actually that's the one I shared on the Patreon post because it's so good, right? The acoustic version. I think it's nicer than the recorded version. That was the beauty of MTV Unplugged back then. Okay, so, right, look in the first measure. We have C. We're plucking all of the strings. We're looking at the tab now. Yep. For those of you who are new to tab, right? So we have 4 strings here, G, C, E, A, and then the number is what string, I mean what fret you are picking with on that string, okay? So the C you know, it says 0003, essentially, ooh, sorry, my thing flipped. Okay, 0003 is basically just the C chord. And then you have open, open on the E string and C string. Those are our first two notes, right? Would you know my name? Okay, so it's meant to articulate the melody. Yeah. Okay, now let's try that together. So just the C measure of the tab, we go, right? And then the open, open, would you, right? I'm just singing out the words to help you connect the notes to the melody, yeah? Make sense? And now go to the G, right? So the actual melody note is here. Is it actually a G? But that G comes through. Okay? And then you pluck just the G, 2, 3, 2. And now you could see that the A minor is ahead of the measure, right? It's not on the first beat of the measure, it is at the end of the G measure, because we are going to anticipate the A minor, and that is a key part of the riff. And I accidentally did that when we were doing the playthrough the first time. You can do it in the verse as well. It might feel very natural to do it because that's what you're singing, right? Would you know my name? Okay? Because otherwise it would be, would you know my name? That A minor comes after you sing it. But if you're going to try to play the melody in that intro riff, we're going to come in on it. It goes 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. We're going to go the A minor anticipated. So if you're counting it out, it's on the and before the next measure. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Yeah? Okay. All right. So that is just the first two measures of the tab. So let's go over that together and let me know if you have any issues with that. So we're going first measure, 1 and 2, and now second measure, 1 and 2 and. Getting to that A minor. Yeah? One more time. 2, 3, and 4, and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Okay? All right. And again, I'm walking through this for all levels. You can come back and watch this more if you are more of a beginner, and I want to make sure that we get through the song so I can share the intermediate variation at the end too. So I would just encourage you to come back and watch it again if you feel like this might be moving a little bit fast for you. Yeah? Okay, see you later, Sheila. Okay, so then after we hit that A minor, now you're going to wait on the 1, and then you're going to come in for the regular picking pattern on the and 2 and. 1, so we go, on the G we go 1 and 2 and then the next measure we go 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Then we go back to our regular picking pattern. Does that make sense? Yeah, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Yeah. Heidi's saying, do we hold the 1? Yes. You can see I kind of left a space there for where you would hold the 1. Yeah? Okay. So 1. So let's try just the first 3 measures, counting it out of the tab. Okay, ready? 1 and 2 and ready and go and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Okay? Sorry. I'll go slower. But the first 3 measures of the tab, just like that. So we go 1 and ready and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Does that make more sense at that speed? Let's do that again. 1 and ready and 1 and 2 and G and 2 and hold and 2 and. I was a little bit late there because I was emphasizing the hold. But okay, now let's try to continue through the rest of the tab, it's just your regular picking pattern after that. Okay, ready? Here we go. 1 and ready, and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Now regular picking pattern to the F. Get ready, we go suspended, G7, C. Okay, right, cool. Let's take it up just a little bit speed-wise, and then we're gonna go into the verse and chorus. Okay, ready? From the intro. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and to the F and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Now to the verse. Here we go. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know I don't hear the hits belong here in heaven. Riff. So this is another reason why the riff is important, because you're going to play it at the end of every chorus, right? It's kind of like the break between each verse and chorus. So, yeah, definitely work on getting that under your fingers, but you can see it's just those first 3 measures of the tab that are different, and they're not that different, yeah? It's just a matter of finding the emphasis and, you know, learning how to articulate those notes. Okay, so let's keep going. Just for practice, let's apply same chords, same picking pattern on verse 2 and chorus 2. That also goes into the riff, and then we'll go into the bridge. Okay? All right, ready? Verse 2, 2 and 3 and 4 and would you hold my hand if I saw you in heaven? Would you help me stand if I saw you in heaven? Second chorus. I'll find my way through night and day, 'cause I know I just can't stay. Oh, sorry. Here in heaven. So it's a little bit tricky. You got to come from the hits here in heaven and go into the riff, and it starts on heaven, right? 'Cause I know I just can't stay here in heaven. Okay, let's single strum through these chords on the bridge. Yeah, okay. All right. These are the bridge. is especially not beginner friendly. So my beginners definitely just I would say just skip the bridge for now. You can learn the chords if you like, but I don't want you to get discouraged by the bridge. Focus on the verse, and even just learning the intro riff. That's going to be way more fun. The bridge is very important to the song. It's like a really cool bridge, but it's a lot of unfriendly chords. Okay, so let's go E flat. Yeah, just single strums. Time can. Now you got to flip to your B flat. Bring you down. C minor. Time can. F. Bend your knee. B flat. F. G minor 7. Okay, E flat. Second line. Time can break your heart. Have you begging, please? Begging, please. Okay? We're getting low on time here, so I'm going to move through this bridge a little bit faster. You can rewind and watch this later. Yep. Chipper, that's good. The Happy Birthday How to Read tab tutorial is perfect for learning to read tab. Yeah. Okay, here we go. All right, let's try to pick through the bridge. And if you're more of an intermediate player, it's just a matter of learning the chords and applying the picking pattern. Yep. Okay, here we go. Bridge 1 and ready and time can bring you down. Time can bend your knees. Okay? Jenny's asking, would you pick or strum the bridge? I tried it strumming, and just watching Eric Clapton Unplugged, he picked it. So I figured I'd just keep the picking. Yeah? To stay true to what he did as well. And then you'll see in the solo is essentially the same as the intro riff, except that there are some notes picked out for the verse. Okay? So this is what the solo sounds like, and you'll recognize a lot of it. That's it. I forgot about that part. There's one extra note on that G, okay? And then the second line is just a little different. Oh, sorry, wrong chord. Oh, from the F. Okay, so that solo has, it's just a few extra notes that help pick out the solo melody, and yeah, I'll play it through better so that you can hear the whole thing. So here's the whole solo. How about that? Here we go. 3. This is coming out of Beg and Please. Okay? It's only just a few notes here and there that make it more of the melody. Okay? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Chorus 3, 3 and 4 and beyond the door there's peace, I'm sure. And I know there'll be no more. Why do I keep playing that wrong? Sorry. Tears in heaven. And then we repeat verse 1 and the chorus. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Oh, would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? Now this last chorus. I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong. Now half riff here in heaven, because we go to the outro. 'Cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Full riff to end. And then we end on the C. Okay, very quickly, let me show you that intermediate variation riff. And for my intermediate players, I was considering that we do a clinic on this song so that we can work more of the intermediate aspects of it next week in our intermediate live jam. So comment in if that's something you're interested in. And that means you get to work on it this week, and then we'll look at it together next week. Yeah, let me know. But I know that this is a lot for beginners for sure, and even for intermediates. There's a lot going on. So, okay, let me show you this intermediate variation really quick. So you're gonna, especially if you have a low G, then you can get to do this bass line type hammer-on. So you get to do this hammer-on to walk in to the line, and then you do this hammer and pull off, which is very iconic in the original of the song. Okay. I'll play the intermediate riff one more time, yeah? Just so that you can hear it. And then, sorry, we're going over a little bit. Let's play the whole thing through, yeah? And I'll play it with the intro, with the regular riff on when I play the whole thing through. But for right now, here's the intermediate riff, right? So you go 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Play it again. Okay, let's play the whole thing through. Okay, I know there's so much in this lesson. Okay, from the top, ready? Here we go. All right, do what you can. Play at the level that is comfortable for you. If it's just single strumming sometimes, if it's just the verse, you want to try it all, go for it. Okay, ready? Here we go. From the top, 1 and 2 and ready and go and... Sing it if you know it. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Oh, sorry. Would it can bend your knee. Time can break your heart. Have you begging, please? Begging, please. I must miss that one. Sorry, gotta scroll here. Beyond the door, there's peace, I'm sure. And I know there'll be no more tears in heaven. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Just a half, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Cool. I'm going to explain the hammer on and pull off real quick right now. Yep. Okay. Yeah. And feel free to log off if it's already been too long for you and you're not interested in this part of it, or you can watch it later. But thank you everyone for tuning in. Okay, so the hammer on is that you pluck the string and then you basically just slam your finger into the note. Right? And then the pull off is when you are your finger's already on the string, and then you pull down, and then you get it to pluck without you using the right hand. Yeah? So in our intermediate variation, we go the hammer, and then we start by plucking with the right hand. We pluck the 2, and then we hammer with the 4, right? And then, so you can see I have a 2, I pluck the 2, I hammer the 4, and then I pull off with the 2, yeah, and then I pull off with the open string, to the open string. So you go, yeah, ba-da-bum. All right, you pluck first on the 2, hammer, and then you pull off. It's hard to do it slow, you kind of need to do it fast, but we'll do pluck, hammer, pull, pull. Pluck, hammer, pull, pull. Okay? Okay, so that's the breakdown of what's happening there. And then there are just a few extra tab notes to change up the rhythm. But then the key thing is playing that hammer every time you go to the riff, right? No, I don't belong here in heaven. Yep. Okay. All right. So there's a lot going on in that. I will work on playing a better playthrough for you all, and I'll post that with the chord chart for our $3 plus patrons. So you can use that post to play along with as well. Okay, cool. Thank you all so much. Yay! Yes, you can definitely watch this lesson again. It'll be archived and ready for rewatching basically right after our lesson right here. So thank you all for tuning in. I should have announced this at the beginning, but I have a single coming out tomorrow for an original song called Aquamarine, and I'll put out a Patreon post about it, but I would love for you all to support it. It is an original song in an island jazzy style, and it will go up on the different platforms: Spotify, Amazon, Google, Apple Music, and you can also pre-order it from my own website. So I would love for you to support my original music coming out. I'll see some of you in San Francisco. I'll see some of you in Hawaii. There's the Ukulele Festival of Hawaii this Sunday, and I will have a meet and greet there. And San Francisco Uke Fest is next weekend. I definitely hope to see a lot of you there. And after that, next event is in Australia. And my San Francisco patrons, Uke Fest patrons, will work something out in terms of getting together, but let's plan on meeting up. We could even, you all can meet up for Ukesplosion to sit together. That's probably a good idea. I'll see if somebody can help lead that. Maybe Valerie or someone is interested in leading the effort there. Yes, thank you. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this and, not too intimidated by it. I know it's a lot. Great. Aw, thank you so much. Oh, wow. Yes. The song's used a lot for memorials and aptly so. It is really, really lovely. Okay. Thank you so much for voting for this song, and I'm happy to hear any of your feedback on this lesson, and I am interested to work on that more, and then maybe we can work on something else too, an intermediate jam, just so that we have some time to get into the more intermediate stuff that can come from this lesson, because clearly it's there. Yeah. All right, everyone, have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you soon. Mwah, ciao. Have a wonderful evening. Would you hold my hand? Good night, all.